Hey, what's up, you guys? And I have another one of those kind of car discussion questions that I've been doing every so often, or for a while there I was doing a little bit more frequently. But it's more of a what constitutes as a ricer, okay? And the reason why I'm kind of bringing this up is it's something that's a little bit, kind of difficult to explain for a lot of people because a lot of people may not quite understand or comprehend what is ricer and what is racer. You see, the thing is a lot of people that are considered ricers are a lot of the 16 to 20-year-olds that don't know too much about cars because, let's face it, it's their first car. They think a Honda Civic is fast, and they put like a fart can muffler and expect that it's going to gain some ridiculous amount of horsepower out of it, as well as it sounds cool or whatnot when VTEC kicks in, or whatever the case is. Now, it may sound like I'm hating on them, but oddly enough, I'm actually not hating on them at all. I actually kind of encourage the youth to get involved in cars and start building cars and learning things about them. So to me, even though that is considered, well, ricer, it also kind of brings the youth into a society that we have learned and kind of evolved ourselves into. Now, a lot of American muscle guys will say, well, then they should just buy a V8 right off the bat, and it should be blah, 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 that, V8s and American muscle and Camaros and Mustangs and 8 cylinders and gas guzzling and blah, blah, blah. And you know what? Some of these kids may not be into it. I, for one, was not really into it when I was 16 years old. In fact, my very first car was a 1990 Mitsubishi Eclipse. The one with the flip-up headlights to it. They go up, they go down, they go up, look at that. So I had one of those, and you know what? I love that car, but I've always been into import cars. Yes, my family has a history of muscle cars and Camaros and Mustangs and whatnot, and you know what? That's fine, and I respect them. I do. But for me, I grew up at I think I was like 14 years old when Fast and the Furious came out. And you know what? I kind of fell in love with the personalities that import cars had. When I went to a lot of classic car shows with my uncles and my family friends and whatnot, yeah, there was a lot of muscle cars there, but after a while you start realizing that muscle cars, they really were doing all the same thing. Oh, look, it's a Camaro SS with road stripes on it and a 396. Oh, okay, everything's got that. Oh, look, a brand new Camaro with an LS motor in it, and again, red with road stripes on it. Okay, that's cool. Oh, look, a Ford Mustang with a 4.6 or a 5.0 Fox body. Oh, okay. Everybody just kind of started doing the same thing, and it just kind of got a little boring. So then Fast and the Furious came out, and Fast and the Furious, you started to see that there were import cars that were out there that had different body kits, different paint jobs, different graphics, different sounds, different turbos, different engines, different this, that, and the other thing. People were getting creative. They were putting Mitsubishi engines in Hondas. They were putting Honda engines in Toyotas. They were putting Toyota engines where they shouldn't be. It just, to me, it was like a whole different world of personalities that you didn't have before. And yes, growing up, I do look back on the first Fast and the Furious movie and I say, wow, that was actually pretty ricer. It was actually pretty extreme for them to have these flashy graphics and flashy paint jobs and things that stood out, neon lights and wheels and stuff that weren't functional for actual racing or daily driving whatsoever. However, at the same time, there still is that personality that's behind just about every import car. There's different setups you can do, there's different things you can do, and I know with muscle cars you can do the same thing. But getting back to the main topic about ricers, I've been hearing a lot about ricers at car meets and ricers on the street and ricers doing this, and some people will call them stanced people too. And personally, I have no problem with stanced cars. I don't. It's your own personal whatever, and they look great at car shows. They're very flashy, they're very showy and whatnot, and that's cool. That's all for you guys, but not for me. But to call somebody a ricer, I don't think is correct. In fact, again, a lot of people lack the knowledge that they need to become better people within the car community themselves. But each time you call somebody a ricer, it discourages that person from learning and becoming more knowledgeable and doing work themselves and actually being something positive for the community itself. It's rather discouraging when somebody says, hey, you're a ricer. I just don't see that having somebody be called a ricer is a positive influence. In fact, I really think that if a kid shows up and he's got, let's just throw it out there, a Honda Civic 2-door coupe with a D16 Y8 engine in it, or a Z4 whatever engine in it, why be discouraging about this kid throwing a fart pipe muffler and a cold air intake on his car and thinking it's fast? It's his first car, more than likely. So why discourage somebody from actually learning more? You know, I would kind of embrace somebody at such a young age to allow them to learn just a little bit more. Now, Subarus have become ever so popular recently, and I have actually taken numerous amounts of people under my wing and shown them a thing or two about the Subaru engines. And I'm not going to say that I am the greatest tech or whatever in the world. There's obviously a lot more out there. However, I am going to say that I truly believe that these Subaru engines, the Subaru lifestyle that people want and people enjoy, I really think that they can be enjoyable for other people, but people need to learn. And usually you can weed out the ones that want to learn versus the ones that don't want to learn. You can definitely tell the ones that are interested because they actually want to dive in. They come to your group meets, they come to your house if you do a wrench day on a Saturday, and they want to learn these things, and they're not afraid to just dive in. They're not looking for free work or anything. They're not afraid to dive in and turn a wrench every once in a while, and those are the ones that want to learn. But the ones that don't want to learn, I don't think anybody should discourage them from being a part of the car culture and the car community. I really think that we should embrace the people that, even though they don't want to learn, and even though they'd rather pay somebody to do the work than do it themselves, you know what? They're still into cars. And we have to keep the car culture going. So to call somebody a ricer, I don't know if is being correct. I think it's very discouraging for a lot of people to be called a ricer. Now, a person that revs their car a lot in a meet and makes a show, or tries to do burnouts all the time and really causes a ruckus amongst a group of people, now those people do need to have a reality check. Now, it doesn't necessarily call them a ricer. No, not really, but they do need to have some sort of reality check, okay? It's not about showing off. If you want to show off your car, you can, but you don't have to do it in a manner that's going to be disruptive or destructive to other people. Now, do I believe that there are some people out there that are complete ricers and whatnot? Yeah, absolutely. But there's also a lot of people that build their cars for show, and they'd rather have a show car than a fast car. So are they considered ricers because they want to create a stanced or whatever show car because it's flashy and has a lot of fancy bits to it and it doesn't really go that fast? Think about it. See, I don't know about you, but I don't think that people should be called a ricer. I just feel that there's a common ground that we all have, and that's things that involve automotives. And I just think it's a positive that we should all just kind of take a look at. So I think it's something to look forward to. So I want you guys to kind of discuss and kind of make a decision on what you think is considered ricer, and kind of discuss it below. You know, again, my opinion is not to be persuaded upon anybody else. If you believe in what you believe, I just kind of want to hear what everybody's opinion is on what is considered a ricer or not. So leave your questions, comments, whatever in the section below. Like, subscribe, do whatever you need to do. No hate on anybody in this video whatsoever. I just hope everybody kind of has a common ground that we can all understand. What do people consider ricers? That's what I want to know. I want to know, and I think everybody else maybe in the comment section wants to know, what do you consider a ricer versus what you consider a car enthusiast? Let's put it that way. Let's say a car enthusiast. So again, questions, comments in the section below. Thanks.